Taking shit in beats now.
Coming into the building right now, he is a projected NBA lottery pick. He is from Memphis. He did very well this year under Coach Penny Hardaway. Please join me in welcoming Jalen Duren. My boy, welcome to Brooklyn. I think we're gonna sit down to make me look less short. Are you guys excited for Jalen in the building today?
Yes, sir.
Can we make some noise for Jalen? Jalen, what's that look like? And what does it feel like to be in a place like this and have all these people come out to see you?
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, I appreciate everybody coming out. This is my first time really being able to see the city of New York. I'm having a lot of fun. It's a beautiful city.
And what do you think about it, man? New York. They say it's the city so nice you say it twice.
It's a lot of traffic, but it's nice. There's a lot to do. It's a beautiful city, yeah.
Okay. Well, let's take it back to the beginning. Basketball is obviously something that you've dedicated your life to. But before that, what type of kid were you before you picked up the basketball?
Still sports, still in the sports, playing a little bit of football. Regular kid playing outside, doing those type things. Just started in basketball, honestly.
And what do you remember about the very first time a basketball touched your hands?
The very first time was nothing like now. Very uncoordinated, very sloppy, just didn't know what to do, what was going on, but was able to work hard and get to where I'm at now.
Were you always a bigger kid? Were you the kid that, you come in the classroom and when you're going in size order, you're always at the back? I was always in the front, first of all.
I was the kid that in the school pictures, I was standing next to the teacher.
Like he was low-key the same height as the teacher?
Yep.
And so was basketball something that came easy to you after you got over that uncoordination?
I wouldn't say it came easy. It came with a lot of work. After just grinding constantly to get here, it started to kind of become second nature, I'll say, but definitely early on, it took a lot of work.
Yeah, and so growing up in Philly, Kicks USA used to be the store, now it's Snipes, and we're in the one right across the street from the Barclays. Do you have memories of being in Kicks USA? Or even Snipes, shopping for kicks or clothes or whatever?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like every kid, you want all the new sneaks that come out, all the new shoes, but definitely being here now is a great opportunity. Being able to be here representing Snipes is definitely an amazing opportunity for me.
What shoes do you remember copping? I see you got a little Air Force Ones on today.
I like the J's. I'm more so a J's fan, 13s, 11s, all those. But
what is your favorite J?
Favorite J? I'll probably say the 11s. Yeah.
Okay, and how about New Era? We're here on behalf of New Era. What do you remember? How has New Era kind of impacted you since a kid? Were you wearing fitteds? Were you wearing snapbacks, strap backs?
Yeah, I mean, I just started getting into the hats for real. I had hats, but it wasn't never really until now that I got serious about it, started really wearing them. So I definitely fell in love with them. I got a hat on every fit almost.
Yeah. And then so playing basketball, you get over that uncoordination, and now you start playing on the circuit, on the AAU circuit. What's that like? Because the AAU circuit is very competitive. It's low-key like a little NBA.
Yeah.
But what was that experience like for you?
It was amazing, especially being able to come out on top my last year, my last summer playing. It was amazing. I feel like I grew a lot through all those summers, had a lot of fun. Like you said, it's like a mini NBA. You got a lot of guys on a lot of great different teams, but it was fun for me.
Yeah, and then, high school was a big, important time for you, not only because of basketball, but because of where you went. Montverde, a basketball factory, a basketball academy. What was your time at Montverde?
It was amazing. I feel like that's one of the steps that helped me grow into where I am today. Being down there, kind of being with my family, learning how to be more independent and help with my team, playing with other great players. It taught me how to be a guy on the team and kind of not be a guy, kind of play with other good players and learn how to play a role.
Talk to me about some of those teammates. I know the practices got competitive. That roster was heavy.
Yeah, it was. I mean, practice was definitely competitive. Everybody loves to win. Nobody likes to lose. I feel like we made each other better every day.
Yeah. And so then you committed. You decided to make the commitment to go to Memphis. What was that process like, deciding to go to Memphis and then finally telling the world? Because I watched it in the video, you was like, man, let me get this over with, just tell the people. How was that for you?
It was a, I wouldn't say rough, but it was a long process. A lot of thought went into it. Coming down to the college route or the pro route. At the end of the day, I felt like I wanted to experience college, so I chose college. Memphis was the best spot for me. They had the coaching staff, all the great experience over there, so I felt like it just was the best spot for me to go my game.
The coach at Memphis, big deal. NBA legend, Penny Hardaway. How much of an impact did that play on your decision to coach in Memphis?
Huge impact, like you said. Penny is who he is, and he's done what he's done for the game, so I feel like the knowledge that he could give me and that he gave me would have been huge for me in my career.
And how about that college experience? Did you have fun? Was it a fun year for you?
Yeah, it was fun. I had a lot of fun. College was a good time.
Yeah. And so what kind of conversations did you have with Penny Hardaway when it came to not only on the court, but off the court side?
Yeah, I mean, just him, just let me know what it means to be a pro. On and off the court, let me know how to kind of carry myself and all the different things I was going to see, and even going through the draft process, what to look forward to, and what's going to come my way.
What type of things do you remember that he said to you directly?
Just stay humble, keep the same circle around, keep the circle small, keep working hard, and everything will work out fine.
On the court at Memphis, for the year that you were there was special. The freshman of the year, quite an impact. How would you describe your performance that year? And maybe did it turn out better than you thought it would? About as good as you thought it would? Or did you feel like you could have done better?
I say it turned out good. Of course, we went to university with the team. Was able to pick it back up, but I feel like I learned a lot. I feel like I got a lot better throughout the year. Was able to grow, and I feel like it was great for me. Honestly, I feel like I had a great year coming in. Of course, you never know what they expect, but I was able to pull it out.
And at what moment? I mean, I imagine that since you were a kid, you had dreams of making it to the NBA. But at what moment did you realize, this really could actually happen? Was it in college? Was it in high school? Was it on the circuit as a kid?
I'd probably say probably towards the end of college, when you kind of hearing things like he might be able to go one and done, he might be able to leave school, and you kind of like, you look back on the year that you had, like, yeah, I had a good enough year to kind of test the waters, and then you hear good feedback and just stick with it.
Was that always the goal, to go one and done?
Yeah, I mean, the goal was never really to stay in college. The goal was always, of course, to make it to the highest level, so any chance I got to do that, I was going to take it.
When did you know that you were going to declare for the draft?
When did I know?
Was there a moment? Was it like, you came down the lane, caught a dunk, and was like, man, I'm out of here, I'm going to the league? Or was it a more conscious decision?
Yeah, I mean, it was more so me just talking to my family and my circle, just kind of seeing what was best for me and my future. And ultimately, though, it was obvious that it was time to declare for the draft.
And when did that happen? Was it beginning of the season, mid-season?
I said after season, we decided that we came together and just decided that was best for me.
Yeah. So you declared for the NBA draft. Did you immediately pack up your dorm room and leave campus, or what was that transition period like leaving Memphis?
It was tough because I grown to kind of look at it almost like a second home, but I didn't just pack up and leave right away. When I declared, I kind of stayed around, was still working out a little bit, still around the campus, but after like a couple weeks, I ended up packing up and leaving.
Yeah. And so what were the major differences that you noticed that happened after you declared for the draft? Did people start talking to you a little differently? Did the lunch lady give you an extra scoop of rice? Like, what was it like?
Pretty much the same. I'd say probably a lot of people expected me to end up leaving, so it wasn't really a change in how people treat me. Especially, I kind of stay around more so people that I know, and like, I don't really venture out too many times, so everything kind of stayed the same. Everything was cool. Everybody was just excited and happy for me.
And what was that reaction amongst your inner circle when you told them that it was time to go?
It's time to get to work. You know what I mean? It's time to keep working. It's time to get ready for that next step.
Yeah. And so are you ready for that next step is the question. Tomorrow's the big night, the NBA draft, the moment you've been waiting for since you were a kid. Do you feel prepared?
More than prepared, more than excited. Just anxious, ready to get out there, ready to experience my next chapter.
Yeah. And so what's this draft process been like? I imagine you've been bouncing around from city to city. I saw you've done some workouts. Who have you worked out for, and what's the experience been like?
Yeah, I worked out for a couple teams. Of course, moving around so much. It's been cool. It's been different because I've been in so many different cities in like the last month, but it's been fun. A lot of guys kind of look at it as a stressful process. I kind of just like to have fun with it. It's a great opportunity being in certain rooms with NBA executives, being able to talk to them. And I look at it as a great opportunity for me, and I don't take it for granted.
Obviously, you're prepared. You work hard. You put in the work. But is there a part of you that when you're meeting with these executives feels a little nervous?
No, because I have a lot of confidence in myself and my game and everything that I bring to the table. So when I come with that, I mean, I just be, like I said, confident.
Yeah. And so what type of things are you hearing from the teams and from agents and from, scouts around the basketball world? What do they say about you and how you're anticipating this draft going?
Yeah, I mean, me, honestly, I kind of don't even really try to get too much into it. Like what people say, I kind of leave it up to my agent and let him kind of force through all that. But I mean, so far everything's been good. Everybody has had positive feedback, and right now it's looking good.
Yeah, so you'll be in there. You'll be in the green room the moment that you hear your name called. Have you gone over that in your mind? Have you imagined what it's going to feel like?
Yeah, all the time. As we get closer and closer, you just think about what that moment's going to look like and what's going to happen. But I mean, it's no telling. I mean, it's one of those things that it's you got to wait to see. I can't even sit and tell you how I'm going to react. But like when it happens, then it's just everything's just going to be played out loud.
Yeah, you're probably going to black out when it happens. Like you're probably just going to have an out-of-body experience and forget everything that you plan on doing. Do you have a specific group of people that's going to be there with you? Is it your parents, your friends, who you got?
Yeah, I got my family, my aunt, my mom, 2 siblings, and my agent.
How was that process deciding who was going to make that table? Is there anybody that you had to go, yo, I'm sorry, but you can't come?
No, because I mean everybody understands. Of course, my circle is a little bit bigger than outside of my mom, my sister, my brother, and my agent. But those are, especially my family, is just the most important part of my life. They're the people who've been there since day one, literally. So yeah, it was a no-brainer.
What do you imagine the emotion is going to be like at the table? If you had to put a bet, who, if anyone in your family, you think is going to cry?
I don't think I'm going to cry.
No tears for you.
Okay.
Cry. How about the whole family in unison? They say your name and the tears just start falling.
I feel like it's going to be a lot of emotion. Everybody might not cry, but it's going to be a lot of emotion.
Who will be the first person in your family to cry, you think?
Wow.
You going to be the first one to cry? Look, she's claiming it already.
Yeah.
And so after the draft, after they call your name at the draft, the major moment happens. They come and give you your hat of the team that you will be on. And that moment means so much to so many people, not only for the photo opportunity, but because you get to take that hat and do whatever you want with it. You can bring it to the crib, you can frame it, you can give it to a member of the family. What do you plan on doing with that hat?
That's a good question. I haven't even thought of that. Probably frame it with my mom, use it as like a memory.
Yeah. And do you plan on working out immediately after that? Like some people go out after the draft, some people just get in the gym. What's the post-draft night gonna look like for you?
Definitely celebrate the day. Probably celebrate with my family, but after that, it's definitely back to work.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Have you been working out still this week leading up to the draft? Or?
Not as much because it's been so much running around, media and everything that comes with it. So not as much, but definitely right after, like I said, it's right back to work.
Yeah, and let's talk about the fit. Obviously, it's a surprise for everyone. They want to have that moment. But what can people expect from the outfit that you'll wear at the draft tomorrow?
I'll probably say can't give too much. We gotta wait and see.
Okay, is there a color you can tell us? Is there a style? Are you going like the shorts, like Trae Young wore that the short vibe? No shorts?
Nah, no shorts. It's gonna look nice.
I hope you look nice, man. That's the minimum, is you looking nice.
You're right.
After you make the league, and you're in whatever city, what can people expect from you outfit-wise? Are you going to be an all-star when it comes to dressing? Are you going to be a fly, or are you going to be a sneaky, pull up in the sweatsuit kind of guy?
definitely more pulling up the sweatsuit, but it'll definitely be times where, you know, you feeling like dressing up a little bit, but I'm more so a sweatsuit casual guy.
Yeah, I feel that. And who would you say is the flyest person that you played with? Whether it's high school, whether it's college?
The flyest? I don't know, that's tough.
Maybe somebody at Memphis? Somebody at Duren?
There are a couple guys who used to get dressed up again. I don't know.
Basically, you're trying to tell us that you was the best dressed. That's what you're trying to say. I can't remember what no one else had on but me.
Yeah, I mean, you had a couple guys who definitely was in fashion, who pulled up with some nice little outfits, but I can't just pick just one.
Fair enough. Now, what do you anticipate will be the biggest challenges as you take this next step? The season is a lot longer. The travel schedule is a lot more intense. Which one of those things do you think will be the one that you're going to have to put a little extra effort into?
I feel all of those things. I mean, like you said, it's a huge change. Traveling, playing so many games, just being a professional. It's definitely going to be something that I'm going to have to adjust to. But that's for me. That's what everybody has to adjust to. That's what being a rookie is. So, I mean, I feel like all of those things would be something that is not challenging, but it just be an adjustment.
Yeah. And if you had to pick one thing, what would you say you're most excited about? Is it the opportunity to play at the highest level? Is it the bag? Is it the opportunity to travel? Is it playing on TV every single? What would you say is that thing?
It's definitely just the opportunity to play on the highest level, to be there, because not everybody gets the opportunity. It's a blessing, and I mean, like I said, I don't take it for advantage. I don't take it for advantage at all. So just being able to play on that level with some of the best guys in the world would be amazing for me.
1 year from now, what do you think your rookie season will be like? How do you think it will have gone? Best case scenario, what does this season look like?
I mean, of course, with every team, it's a successful season with them. Just all the accomplishments, just playing well, me honestly, just getting better, developing, keep growing my game.
And what type of role are you hoping to have in your first year?
Any role that's going to help the team win, honestly, I'm big on winning. I just hate losing. I'm a competitor, so any role that I can fit in that can help the team win is where I'm trying to be.
Okay. Well, fair enough, guys. I want to give you the opportunity to ask a couple quick questions, if anybody has one. I want to remind y'all, let's not jump out the roof here with no wow. Okay. Does anybody have any questions for Jalen? Little man right here. What's your question?
If you didn't go to Memphis, what college you would you?
That's a good one. If I didn't go to Memphis, that's a good one. I mean, I haven't even thought about it. That's a good question. If I didn't go to Memphis, I don't know. I mean, I feel like Memphis just always would have been the spot for me. Just because, like I said, what they had to offer, I didn't really see myself nowhere else.
Who else was on your short list though when it came down to?
Yeah, so I ended up with Final Five. It was Kentucky, Miami, Memphis, and then the Australian League and the G League.
Did the Australian League even stand a chance? I feel like that's just a wild card that you just put in there.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that you definitely got to look at, but it was so far, and I'm a family guy, so I mean, it was hard to leave my family like that.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, who else has a question? Right here, what is your question?
If you can create any platform, what would it be?
Any platform? You want more detail? Like,
Platform? What do you mean platform?
So if you're creating a platform for kids or adult sneakers, clothing, what type of platform would it be?
I'd probably say a platform just to help children that's not privileged enough to, you know what I mean, have the certain things that other people have. So I'd probably say just giving back.
So, yeah.
Who else has a question for Jalen? Right here. What is your question? Oh, we got a mic? Oh yeah. He's prepared.
He's not on though.
Yes, he was prepared but not on.
No.
We hear you though. What's
I
the
appreciate that. With everything that's going on, do you have any tips on how you're maintaining mentally, emotionally, spiritually? All that good stuff?
Yeah, definitely. I say my circle is the biggest part of that. The people I keep,
We lost here.
the people I keep around me the most, they keep me sane, they keep my head on straight, and that's just my family. Of course, I listen to music, keep me calm, all this and everything, but I say definitely just the people around me, your circle, that's what keeps me sane.
You said you listen to music. Who are you listening to right now? Who's in the headphones?
Man, I mean, it depends on the mood. I go old school, sometimes just relax, calm down, go before a game, amp it up with all the new stuff.
I saw you working out to Tim's. Is that who you be working out to? I feel like that's more of the chill vibe.
Yeah. I mean, it does get like that.
It get like that.
Yeah, Tim's does get played at the gym a lot.
Who else has a question for Jalen? My man right here, what's up? We hear you, though.
Okay, alright, so if it was one player, whether like past or present, that you would play with for one season, who would that be?
I'd say my all-time favorite player is Allen Iverson, so I would want to play with AI.
Why? Is it because of Philly? Is it because of
Just everything, just everything that he brought to the game, just changing the game, changing the culture of the game, and of course what he did on the court.
Yeah. Have you ever met Allen Iverson?
Nah, I never had the opportunity to meet him.
I'm sure it'll happen.
Hopefully, yeah, one day.
I'm sure it'll happen. My man right here. Yeah. That's my culture in the season.
I have a strong desire to be great, and also to that big. And what type of mindset you have, and what type of feeling, workouts you did to
He's asking for that secret sauce.
I'll say definitely the mindset. Just don't worry about what nobody said about you. Positive, negative, keep your head on straight. You gotta understand yourself. You gotta know yourself, and just always work. I mean, being great takes a lot of work. It's not easy. It's not something that's gonna come fast. It's a lot of work. I mean, I was blessed to be in this position because of work. So I probably say keep your mindset strong. Know yourself. Love yourself. Don't let nobody tell you nothing about yourself that you don't believe in. Just keep working.
All right, yeah, we have time for 2 more questions. One man right here.
Yeah, sure. Similar question. Are there any guys in the league right now that you look at that like you'd like to play with and think would compliment your game well? If you could answer that.
Yeah, that's a tough one. You put me in a tough spot right there. I mean, it's a lot of guys in the league, of course. I don't know. That's a tough question. Yeah.
He's gonna answer that tomorrow.
Yeah.
After he knows what team he's gonna get, list those. Any last? Yes, right there.
Is there any all-star that you want to dunk on first?
I want to dunk on this go too. I mean, I guess everybody wants to get LeBron, right? Yeah. I'll probably say LeBron.
Everybody wants LeBron. Okay, we have one last question. She was confident and she knew that she wanted to go out with a bang.
What's your favorite sneaker to hoop in?
Favorite sneaker to hoop in. I like KD's, the ones with the strap. I don't know if they number. But KD's definitely for me. I got big feet.
Are they the low top?
No, they like the mid top with
Okay,
the
so it's
strap.
not the 4s.
More so the newer ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe the 7s. All right. Well, guys, give it up for Jalen Duren.
Yeah.